Hello everybody, it's Murialda here once again, and welcome back to part 2 of our end of year 2018 loot haul. Woohoo, yes, we have a figured on box, and my god, is her box huge and giant. This is one of the main reasons I got a coffin for Mami. That, and there was 5 figures. But yeah, so looking in front of us, we see Akagi, the Yandere Fox from Azur Lane. She is a 1/7 scale figure, and she is manufactured by Kotobukiya. Akagi was released on December 17th of 2018. I ordered her on September 15th, paid for her on the 21st of December, and she shipped out on Christmas Eve and got here on the 28th. So Akagi, Kotobukiya likes to play this little game where they give you an option. If you buy directly from the Kotobukiya store in Japan, you can get a bonus faceplate. Problem is, they don't do international shipping. So you have to do proxies and all this jazz, and I'm not playing that game, so unfortunately, I did not get Akagi's bonus faceplate, which is a shame because I do think she looks a little bit better with the open mouth smile. But, hey, what are you going to do besides actually buy it? So yeah, being as that may be, her price, she is fairly expensive at 14,330 yen, or $133.18. So yeah, 1/7 scale figure, kind of expensive, but she is massive. Kotobukiya quality maybe. We'll see. Hopefully she's one of their better figures. But let's take a look at this giant, massive box. So we can see a big giant window, so you can see Akagi way back in there, if we kind of block the glare a bit. Over on the side, a very good zoomed in picture of her. There's the back with all the different little promotional shots. And there's the side with the original artwork of Akagi from in the game. Now, if we spin around to the back again and tilt her down, there is the top of her box. And spin around again, there is the bottom of her box with all the information, warnings, and everything, and blah, 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 blah. So, yay. It's a very large box. I've said that many times. It's a heavy box. It's like heavy-duty cardboard. It's not paperboard or anything. So she should arrive safe. Just expect shipping to be ridiculous. And I do think, like, width-wise, the box is necessary. Height-wise, the box is necessary. Depth-wise, I think she only comes to, like, here. So they could have made the box a bit smaller, I think. But we'll have to get her out and actually see for ourselves. So let's do that. I do want to say, if you get Akagi, you can't get Akagi without buying Kaga. Kaga is supposed to come out in April, so expect another Fox in April. So yeah, like I said, it's heavy-duty cardboard. Very sturdy box. Pull her out. Okay, so the inside of the box is like green and yellow gradients. It's kind of a nasty-looking color. It's got pinstripes and hexagons and everything. So, it's your standard inside of a box. Ugh. And there is Akagi in her blister packaging. So a little bit better view of her. So there she is from the front. There she is from the side. As I said, they probably could have cut off about that much. But, whatever. There she is from the back. We see her tails are a separate piece. There she is from the side, and back to the front. So, looks like there's going to be multiple pieces, there's multiple blisters, there is instructions, so instructions may be helpful. So let's get those off first. And, so this one can fold over, this one can kind of fold over. I hate how they always tape the instructions closed. So pull that out, put the plastic off to the side, and look at the instructions. So, We see where the ship part base attaches to the base. We see a 2 and a 3 and a 1. And then we see this. So it is going to be maybe a little confusing. So we'll keep these handy. And I have taped the bag to my finger. Okay. So we'll pick this up, put it off to the side, and we'll start with the accessory blister first. I've buried my knife under instructions. I'm moving you guys around. Sorry about that. There we go. Not used to having a tablecloth. So this is the accessory blister. We've got her ship, we got the support, and we got her tails. In the main blister, we have the base, we have Akagi, and we have her little planes. So we'll put her off to the side, and we'll get this open. Okay. That opens nice and easy. So we shall start with possibly the most important part of this figure, the fluffy tail. Okay, so this is heavy. It's got quite the weight to it. Let's see, how many tails does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's a 9-tailed fox. We do see there is a metal peg in there, so it should provide adequate support, which is a good thing because, as I said, this is quite heavy. It's a solid chunk of plastic. It does appear that they're made out of a translucent plastic, but it is very opaque. Doesn't look bad so far. Put those off to the side. Next, we'll pull out the little splash support for her ship part. So we see at the top, it's kind of got a red transparent plastic. That's to match the ship. You got the clearness, which is supposed to be splashing water. I don't think water splashes like that, but whatever. And then we've got the dark blue base where it attaches to the water base. It's got some pointy parts, and it is very thin and kind of sharp, so be careful with it. I don't think you'll cut yourself, but you may poke yourself, and it may hurt. And then, since Akagi is an aircraft carrier, we have her runway. I like how it's kind of like got all the flame effects on the sides of it. It is quite long. Yeah, about 1 foot long, I would say. Maybe a little bit less. And it's got all the lane markings and everything. We do see a little peg hole. I think that's where a tail pegs into it. And then on the bottom we see the little attachment point, which is kind of like a splash of water, I guess. So, yeah. So far, paint is clean enough and everything. No major complaints. But we haven't gotten to the main part of the figure yet, the actual figure. So let's go ahead and put her down and get her out of the plastic finally. Standard tape on the sides. There we go. So we'll start with her base. So this is kind of, in my opinion, unusual for Kotobukiya. Usually their figures come pre-attached to the base. This one is not. So it's a pretty large base. It's round. She has a very long metal peg to support her, which makes sense because she is only standing on 1 foot. And then you see where the water splash effect pegs in. It's a translucent blue. It's got some like ripples, supposed to be like waves and everything. And then you get this one like splash coming out. So concept of the base is kind of there, but the implementation, I think it could be a little bit better. But hey, I think your eyes are going to be drawn somewhere else other than that. Okay, so I am seeing, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but there's a bunch of like tape and sticky plastic over her head and her planes. So be aware of that when you are taking her out. Don't try to just rip her out. Pull this side off so that we can get the planes out first. Maybe. There we go. So yes. It's since she's like part of the IGN fleet, it's like Shikigami planes, so little paper plane shapes that she throws and they turn into the actual planes. They're layered, so it looks like there's 3 of them, but it's all one piece, so you don't have to worry about losing individual planes. I have to kind of be careful because they blend in with the tablecloth. So now, the main star of the show. Again, be quite careful with taking her out because of the tape and the plastic and everything. We have Akagi. Yes. So there's some plastic separating her hair from her coat, I guess that is. So we'll remove that carefully. It's getting caught on the points of her hair. And there we go. So the deplasticking phase is rather easy. So I'm going to guess. This is pointless for me because I didn't get the bonus faceplate, but you pull the fringe off, and then you can take her face off and put the other one on. She does look rather curious without the fringe. So let's hurry up and put that back on. And also, the little tufts of fluff for her ears are attached to the fringe. So putting it back on, be careful. Make sure you route the hair properly around so it like rests on her shoulder and everything. And just squeeze it in, snap it in place. So we see her mouth, and she is smiling. Her teeth are together, so her lips are parted. Looks, in my opinion, better than in the promotional pictures. But the alternate faceplate, the teeth are apart a bit, and you can see like the fangs, and you can see the pink of her mouth, and I think it just looks better. But as I said, I wasn't playing that game, so I didn't get it. She has a rather large chest. The cleavage is welded together. It was funny, on Kotobukiya's website, I Google translated it, and the description was her powerful chest. So I'm just spinning her around now real quick, because Kotobukiya is known for not necessarily having the best quality, but I think she's pretty good. There's not a terrible large amount of shading, paint shading, but you don't always need goddamn paint shading. If it's sculpted good, the light actually does the shading for you. But the little designs, the golden designs, they're pad printed on, of course, not hand painted. They are nice and clean. I see no paint transfers or anything yet. So if there are any, that will be a result of me. On her back, we do see the peg hole for her tails. If we tilt her down, we can see her back a bit. There's a bow, there's a little golden tassel. And the important question, they are white, but they're string, and the strings are red. Woohoo. Yeah. She has long legs. They feel sturdy, they feel muscular, so she is a strong little fox. The thigh-high boots and then the little kind of metal trim piece looks good. And she is trying to make herself taller, so she has platform shoes. So yeah. I think quality-wise, I am pleased. Paint-wise, looks good. Her fingers, we do see she is wearing kind of archer's gloves, so like her thumb is exposed. There is nice sculpting details on the fingers. They are all individuals on both hands. The thumbs do have just the tiniest bit of like clear paint on the fingernail. So yeah, let's start putting her together. So step 1, put her on the base. We do see there is a peg hole up in there, and we see a slot. So like that will slot into her foot and add a little bit more support. Let me tilt the camera down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And you can't really see, so you have to angle her a bit and then push down. So she is quite wobbly, so you'd want to be careful with her. Definitely use the base. Next, number 2. It looks like number 2 is putting the ship on. And this might be a bit confusing. Is it the ship or is it the tail? I think it's actually putting the tail on. So that's not confusing. Tilt you up. Spin her around. Pick up the, again, very heavy duty tail. And it is keyed. There's a little notch off the bottom. So you can only put it in one way, not that you would need the help. But support her, pick her up, and jam the tail in carefully. Again, it's fairly awkward to do. I'm sure once you get the right angle, it'll just go in. But for now, come on, go in. Maybe. Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but what you have to do is kind of tilt the tips of the tail towards her head and then shove like kind of down a bit and it'll slide in. Okay. So if you wanted, you could display Akagi just like this. The little peg for her hair is kind of hidden behind her tail and everything. But, I mean, if you spent all this money on her, you're going to want to, do the full shebang. So now, it doesn't really say what order to do this in. But, so I'm going to put the peg for the support piece into the ship. Actually, no. Let me take that out. Peg it into the base first. And it's got little metal pegs down in there, so it should be secure. And now we see there is this little peg on her tail and the peg for the support. Got to maneuver the ship into position. And kind of tilt it down and then put the tail in. And that's her ship part attached, her rigging. And then we have the planes. The instructions don't really show how the planes are supposed to go into her fingers. So I'm spinning the box around to try to get a look. Okay, so it goes kind of upwards. So there's a little indent on the tail of the planes. That is where it goes between her fingers. And there we go. That is Akagi assembled. So a little fiddly, but not too terrible. And she is just quite impressive. Again, she is a bit wobbly, so try to put her somewhere stable. Let's maybe do a focus on her face and do a spin around of her. You gotta have the fluff. Gotta have the fluff. And yeah, I think I would probably say a 9 for this. It's, in my opinion, one of Kotobukiya's better quality figures, but it could be maybe a little bit better. Some of the stuff just feels maybe plasticky, but I am not complaining. I am happy with this figure. I am quite happy with her. I'm glad I have gotten her in the game. I'm still trying to get Kaga. I have Kaga ordered, so I'm hoping I get her in the game before she shows up. But yeah, I mean, from the back, you see the fluff and everything, but it is kind of plain. But Akagi, She's cute. She's fluffy. She is yandere. She wants to eliminate all the threats to her coming between her and the Shikan. Shikikan. So yeah, Akagi. Let's see. I'm gonna take the phone out and do some close-ups. So, cute face. Again, the mouth is better on the alternate faceplate, but I think it is better in person than it was in the promotional pictures. And I do like how she has the boob cutout window, but the fabric, like around her collarbones, is nice and tight. Fits her very well. It's got the little sakura leaf logo on her chest, corset piece. Nice red pleated skirt and everything. Very nice legs. And the floofy tails. Can't even see the pegs. Again, this little water splash support piece. Not my favorite thing in the world. But it does kind of blend in a bit when you have her facing this way. You don't see it going all the way up. It just gets hidden by the back of her coat. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this back in the stand. And we have Akagi. So this is Akagi from Azur Lane. She is a 1/7 scale figure by Kotobukiya. She was released on December 17th of 2018. I ordered her on September 15th. Paid for her on the 21st of December, shipped out on Christmas Eve. Christmas miracle. All the figures came. She is kind of expensive. I bought her from Ami without a bonus faceplate, so I paid 14,330 yen, or $133.18. If you wanted the bonus faceplate, you had to order her direct from Kotobukiya in Japan and do proxies and all this stuff, and I just wasn't doing that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye-bye.